Yeah.
My own voice is a bit loud.
It's a bit loud.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just reduce it. Is it now? Is it okay?
Test. Yep.
Yeah, fine now?
Yeah, that's okay.
All right. Let me just sync the audio and visual. I'm here with Yihao. Yihao, thank you for coming again. We
Yeah, no
filmed
problem.
you 1 year ago over at my car park. We've
Yeah.
moved on to better times right now over here at Weekend Bike Fitter and Bicycle Ranch. Anyway, welcome back after a year and a new bike. The last
Yeah.
time you were riding the SL5,
SL4 Roubaix.
SL4 Roubaix.
Yep.
And here you've got here an Elves.
Yeah.
Before that, for those who did not watch the previous episode of you presenting your bike, Yihao and his S-Works Roubaix. Which year is this again?
I think it was released in 2014.
Oh, 2014.
Yeah, so the bike's about, like, since it was manufactured, probably like about 8 years old now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yihao, thank you so much for coming.
The crankset is basically Kempi. Everything, the brakes is Kempi. Everything else is Shimano.
Right.
It's actually borrowed from a bike shop. Yeah.
Okay. Give us an introduction about yourself. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I'm quite young. I just finished NS, and then I'm going uni soon. So yeah, I'm quite free now. I've been cycling quite a lot. Yeah, and I've travelled 3 times in the past few months.
3 times in the past few months.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first one was to Perth, Australia. Yeah, it was a family holiday, but I convinced my parents to let me bring my bike. And yeah, I went for a few group rides and a few solo rides. Yeah, it was good. And then I went to Chiang Mai. That one was more of a solo trip, which I got the chance to like tag along with some national riders for one ride. And yeah, Chiang Mai was very hard. The gradients there are crazy steep. And then just last week I got back from Taiwan. Taiwan was probably the best trip.
Right.
Yeah, I spent 2 weeks in Taiwan just climbing every day in the mountains. Yeah.
Mountain goat. And everything was done, all the trips was done on this bike.
Yeah, on this bike.
Okay. The bike that you had, the previous one, SL4
Yeah.
Roubaix, and how long do you own that? Because the last time we filmed was 1 year ago, unless you got this really recently.
Wait, the SL4, I've had it since
Okay.
2017, 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what made you buy this bike?
I wanted a bike with a more aggressive geometry. Yeah, because the Roubaix was slightly too big, and the head tube is very high. So this one is a lot more aggressive.
Yep.
It gets me. I get into the aero position a lot more. It's a lot more comfortable to get into the aero position on this bike, and I can get quite a bit more aero.
Okay.
Yeah, and disc brakes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the biggest change for you, I guess, because the last time you were on rim brakes,
Yeah.
and now on disc.
Yeah.
How did you find it?
I'm someone who rides in the wet. I ride in the rain sometimes. Yeah, so I really like these brakes.
But because
Yeah.
you did so many climbs, do you think that it performs? I mean, it sounds like a dumb question, but obviously it performs much better than the rim, right? Coming down.
Coming down, yes, is very. I feel much more confident in my descending, even though I'm not the best descender. Yeah, my skills need a lot more work. Yeah, but it feels so much more confident going down on disc brakes than rim brakes.
Okay. And how long have you owned this bike for?
This bike, slightly over a year. Yeah,
Okay.
I've done about 7,000 km on it.
7,000.
Oh, yeah, 6K plus almost 7,000.
Wow,
Yeah,
you've been riding a lot, man.
yeah.
Okay, so tell us why in an Elves is a Chinese-made bike. You don't really get to see a lot of people here in Singapore riding Elves. People always go for like high-end bikes.
Yeah. In Singapore, people still go for all the the good branded stuff. but,
Yeah.
I mean, they can afford it lah. The main demographic in Singapore for cyclists is most of them have the money to spend.
Yeah.
So I don't judge them for going for all the good brands because they can afford it lah. So it's their choice. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not earning like full-time salary now. I haven't even gone uni yet. So yeah, I'm on a budget. So this one suited my budget.
How
Yeah.
much is this?
The whole thing is 5.5K. So I saw one of the Instagram questions. It said it was expensive, but compared to that guy who bought like the recently that Pinarello, the blue and pink one.
Then, but total in all, I spent about 25K plus.
Wow.
For this bike. Yeah.
You said you're a car salesman, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of this kind of bike? I mean, obviously cars in Singapore are very expensive, but is it worth the money? Like, I mean, when you buy a car, there's like so many parts. There's an engine and everything, right? It's just
Correct. I
bicycle
mean,
frame.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one for 25K. Yeah, I think it makes my bike look quite cheap.
Yeah. But we will get to those IG questions. Yeah. Sorry, you were saying something.
Yeah. The Pinarello, he said something about, or you can get some like the custom color.
My way.
Yeah. So he said he could custom color, right? So the thing about elves is you can custom almost anything you want, like really almost anything. So I was looking at the website, and then there was like a whole bunch of colors, but this one kind of spoke to me. Yeah, but the original wasn't exactly this. The original, it was there was like a silver strip between the blue and the orange, and I didn't like that. So I told them, oh, you can remove the silver strip.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he could do it, and then actually I told them to remove the Vanya, like this part, but they forgot to do it. So
They forgot.
yeah, then they asked me whether it was okay or not. Then I was like, yeah, whatever lah. Yeah, because otherwise I only wait even longer. So yeah.
But it's possible, like they are okay to get it removed.
Obviously the elves cannot like I remember the previous video, the Falaf guy.
Well, this is more commercial. I wanted the Elvis word to be removed. Yeah, because I wanted it to be very clean. I'm a very clean person. I'm OCD, I'm Virgo, you know.
Yeah.
He just wanted to remove that. I mean the elves is okay because it's not a solid white. It's quite I find it looks better because it's not solid white, unlike this. Yeah, and also there's the option of doing a fade. So like the blue and orange sort of merge, but I didn't go for that lah.
And you know, you are looking for a budget bike because obviously you're not working yet.
Yeah.
Why an Elves? You could have gotten a TCR secondhand Merida. Why specifically an Elves?
Yeah, I went to Giant. The TCR with, I would say, like around the same specs, cost about 7.5K. So it's still more expensive. But then my friends pointed out to me, TCR, it has more resale value because if you want to sell the bike, right, people will recognize the Giant more than the Elves. But I don't plan on reselling the bike. Yeah, and also I just like this color. Giant, the TCRs are, at that time when I was looking in 2021, it was 2022, it was just the rosewood color, which is black, and then under sunlight it's a little bit reddish.
Right.
A bit boring for my yeah. And then my previous bikes also all black, so decided to get something more interesting.
Okay. And you got this Elves locally in Singapore?
Yeah, got it from Yong Kang, who is the Elves distributor.
So Yong Kang runs, what's the name of his shop again?
Oh, he doesn't run. I think he's independent now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yong Kang helped me build up this bike. So I'm not very good with all the bike mechanic stuff. So especially with disc brakes, I can't fix everything myself. Yeah, so he helped me build it up.
Okay, so he's the main guy to get Elves in Singapore.
Yeah.
Okay, and you walked in the shop, said, I want an Elves Elves Vanya, and he had it ready in stock? Or, I mean,
No.
obviously you had to custom your frame, right?
Yeah.
And how long did it take for that to...
About 3 months.
Okay,
Yeah.
3 months. It's quite long.
Yeah, but I think that time there was like the supply chain crisis. So,
Right.
yeah, understandable lah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and tell us what's your height in seam and what size is this?
Sorry, I don't know my IMC.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know my saddle height is 695.
And
695
how tall are
mm.
you?
I usually tell girls I'm 1.7, but yeah, I'm actually 1.68.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is a size...
This is a size 49. At first I thought I was downsizing, but now actually I think it's a correct size. So it's like between a 49 and 51. A 51 would probably be slightly too big. Then a 49 is a little small, but it's better than the 51.
Did you get to try out the bike sizes
Yeah.
before buying it?
Yeah, he had a few frames at the shop, Yeah.
And you felt 51 was a bit too big.
Yeah, I mean, he also said if you want to downsize, like play safe on the safe side, then you just get a smaller one.
Okay, so
Yeah.
49 cm is the top tube length.
I'm not sure, but it's size 49.
It's size 49, and
Yeah.
the length of the stem is
120.
oh, that's quite long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I when I first got it, I didn't go for bike fit for this one. So I was just like, I experimented with a few stem lengths. Yeah. So then I settled on this.
Okay, and so you said that this is a custom colored bike. You did it through Yongkang, or does he have to go to the ELS website to do it?
I tell Yongkang what I want, then he tells the ELS people,
Right.
in China.
So what color is this meant to be? What's the inspiration behind it? What's the name of the color?
When I was in school, there was like this Instagram filter, you know, the orange and teal. It's like an Instagram filter. I don't know. I just like the colors. Yeah, the orange and the light blue. I just find it goes together.
Okay, so how do you describe it to him? Like, I want the Instagram filter.
Oh no! It's actually one of the options on the custom. Yeah.
So can you like custom it? Like, I want a specific color.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they have a lot of colors.
Okay.
And quite a few patterns, mix of, yeah.
Okay.
They even have like something similar to Trek, the chameleon, that kind of metallic paint where like under sunlight, under different angles, it sparkles and changes color. It's quite fancy.
You could do that on this bike.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have to pay much more for the paint color?
For this one, I didn't pay any more. But the chameleon one, I'm not very sure. But if you have to do, I don't think it's a lot more. Yeah, they're very flexible with all this custom colors thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And the bike costs about 5,000 ish. I mean, complete with or whatever group set and.
Okay, excluding the bike computer, 5.5K.
Okay, we run through the bike components
Yeah,
later
okay.
on. But how much is the frame alone?
1,500.
1,500.
Yeah.
And the Falaf is much more than that, than this.
Okay, Falaf got the O and the new one. The new one is more X. I'm quite sure it's more X. The old one, I think, is about the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the old one, I've heard from my friend who owns a Falaf. He says it's a bit sluggish and the geometry is not very aggressive.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it because the stack is very high on the headset?
Yeah.
Right.
And there's like some. Yeah, another reason why I didn't get a Falaf is the integrated stem bar or that. I don't like that kind of all those integration thing because it just doesn't allow you to
Play with lengths,
yeah, play
right?
with the length, play with the angle of the bar. Yeah, all that.
And I think traveling also will be a bit of a pain. It's hard to remove that, right? Because it's all integrated into the cables and.
Yeah, depending on your bike box.
Yeah.
Depending on your bike bag, can be a bit troublesome.
Right. Run us through the setup you have here and why the components.
I think it's quite a simple setup, simple, straightforward thing to explain because I'm a small rider, I'm quite light, and I like climbing. So, lightweight wheels, and then I'm quite small, so it's a 38 cm handlebar. It's a China one, by the way. It's the one handlebar is light. I find it a little bit flexy, but it's quite comfortable. And then 120 mm minus 6 degree stem. The L seat post, OEM saddle, no problems with it. And what else?
Okay, maybe let me help you out here.
Yeah.
So you have a Shimano Ultegra mechanical group set.
Yeah, mechanical because it's cheaper and I actually, even though my bike mechanic skills are quite bad, I learned how to index the cassette and the front derailleur.
By the barrel.
Yeah, and by like pulling on the cables and turning some stuff here. Yeah.
Okay. I started off with mechanical as well. I think I found indexing mechanical group sets was a pain until I went to Di2. Like everything's on the app. It's much more easier, and I find that it doesn't really jump so much now on Di2. Actually, I don't really have much of an issue. But whereas when I was on mechanical, I always have to do the barrel adjuster, and then the FD you have to use through that. I'm sorry, but I don't know what's the technical terms. That cage sometimes it gets a bit off, and then you got a plus and minus. You have to adjust that. But yeah, Di2 actually really changed my riding experience. Do you think you'll ever go on to Di2?
I'm just not a fan of batteries. Anything with like batteries you need to charge. I'm just a bit old-fashioned in that way.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, mechanical works. I mean, it's fine and stuff.
Oh, I think I missed out. My power meter is on the the left crank. It's a 4i V2 power meter. The crank one, I got it at a really good deal online. Someone sent me this link. It's like from which some bike, some online bike shop. I think it's an Australian one. Got it for like 400 Australian dollars. So a single-sided power meter for 400 Australian dollars. It was like below 400 SGD. So it's like 390 something at the time. I think it's a really good deal, and it's been quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should everyone get a power meter?
Only if you're like a bit more serious about training. Because if you're just like going on group rides, then it doesn't really matter because you're just following the group.
Drafting behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, unless you're like training for something, yeah, then you should get a power meter.
Okay. Why did you try out these Chinese group power meters? They're pretty reputable as well, like CGE.
Oh yeah. The bike shop recommended me 4个亿, but
Or 4个亿. Like
I'm
4i in Mandarin.
yeah, but then I just got this one. 'Cause this one's cheaper, I think. Yeah.
Okay. But so far so good. Like
Yeah, so far so good.
so one-sided power meter is just good enough. Like nobody. I mean, you don't really need like dual-sided pedals and stuff.
Yeah, unless your like muscles are really imbalanced. But yeah, most
Okay.
people I think have quite even leg power. Yeah.
Even if it's off, it's just like very minute, like not much. Okay, cool. That's on the group set and power meter. And wheels, these are the Hyper 38s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got them new for about just under 1.5k, 1.4 or something. Yeah.
And experience about riding Hyper 38s. What's your review on
Good.
this?
Nothing to complain. I'm running 25 tires, so they're quite flush. But I think if you put 28, it will bulge out. So
What's the recommended? Is there like a recommended tire?
I'm guessing it's 25 because it's really flush.
Okay. So if you want to
Yeah.
go anything wider, it's going to, like you say, bulge out.
Yeah.
But nowadays, everyone is going wider, man. Like 28s, like really wide.
I think 25 is okay. Yeah, 25, 28 is both okay lah.
And-
Up to you.
Right? You're running GP 5000.
Yeah. Non-tubeless, just normal clinchers.
Clinchers, yeah. And what's tire pressure?
Quite low actually. Like 80. Sometimes it's 80, but I won't pump it until it like drops quite a lot. So it's actually most of the time on the road I'm riding like 75.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you this is obviously like a very climber built bike, but you can't really do much climbs here in Singapore,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
Yeah.
But do you say that with your current setup, it's a climbing bike, climbing wheels, you can actually get that top speed? Let's say if you do like Seletar or TMCR flat out. Like you can hold that speed like 40.
Yeah, I think it's all in the rider. It's not really the bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also a lot of the position. So yeah, with this bike, you can get into the aero position quite comfortably. Can hold it for quite a while. The bike is a climbing bike, but it's not like super un-aero. You can still see the fork. It's still decently aero. Yeah.
It actually looks like a pretty nice bike, like for 1,500 for the frame, right? And how heavy does this bike come in? 7 points.
With pedals, I think it's about 7.5, 7.6.
You think you can go lighter? Are you a weight weenie? Like you're a climber, so
You just need to see the cost. Yeah, definitely can go lighter, obviously. Yeah, as long as it's a reasonable cost. Yeah.
okay. And to people out there who might be looking into buying an ELF, any tips for these guys, and what's the review like?
I'd say definitely go for it. I think most people if they're looking for like their N+1, so like let's say you already have that branded road bike, those flagship model one. It's always good to have a spare bike, something to ride in the wet, or when you just don't want to ride your top end bike, or maybe even a traveling bike. Yeah.
You know, I'm actually looking to build a traveling bike because I have a Venge that a lot of parts are integrated. It's a bit of a mess, especially the cockpit, right? So having this kind, I still love this kind of cockpit where things are not integrated yet. Anything goes wrong, it's easy to replace, easy to fix.
Yeah.
And traveling, right? Just take off the handlebar, shove it in. It's so easy.
Yeah, I like that. I like that the part about like having round seat posts, round steering tube, non-integrated stem and bar.
But a lot of newer branded bikes nowadays, everything is proprietary.
Yeah. So when you go traveling, right, anything happens in that front end, or you're screwed.
You are screwed, pretty much. Screwed,
Yeah.
man. So you said this handlebar is the one, Chinese.
Yeah.
You got it second hand as well? Or?
No, from Yongkong Kami order from AliExpress. Then,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How do
Yeah.
you think like Chinese bikes these days? How far they've come? Are they reliable? A lot of people think that Chinese bike, it might break. Take for example the Seika, right?
Yeah.
A few people that I speak to who had the Seika, they were telling me about the slipping seat posts, just like Canyon, right? Because I think originally they came out with the manual. They said 6 Newton meters for the torque of the seat post, and I said, I spoke to one of the guys who came on my ride. I said, can't you just put carbon paste? Will that work? He said, no, it still slips. So what they did is they tightened it even harder, up to 8, and apparently they came out with another manual and they said to go up to 8. Do you have any such issues with this kind of bike?
Nothing. I have really almost nothing to complain about this bike. Yeah, everything's been working. I think the Seika one could be because it's not a normal shape seat post, right? It's
No.
a D shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, then that could be the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, my one I have nothing to complain. The only like small little problem I have right now is the steering tube is making a bit of noise. Yeah. So when I get off saddle and I pull the bars a bit, sometimes it'll creak a bit. But other than that, nothing to complain. There's
So
yeah,
is the
almost
creaking,
nothing to complain about the bike.
Right. So the creaking is coming from a headset or is it from the bars? Where is it coming from?
The steering tube there.
The steer tube.
Yeah.
Right. So is there something wrong with the frame or?
I'm not sure. I need to send it to the bike shop.
Okay.
Yeah,
but is this like a known issue? Like if you go check out forums and stuff, do people complain about this or it's just like a one-off on your bike?
I think it's a one-off.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise there's really everything is very reliable. Yeah. Nothing's gone like super wrong. Nothing's gone wrong. Yeah, I mean you see even branded bikes like the World Tour, there's like that Bianchi guy who broke
Who broke the bars, right?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
last time I think some track cyclist he also broke a bar. That was like some very reputable European brand. Yeah, so anything can happen. I just don't always look down on the China brands.
Yeah.
It happens to those. Yeah. And then even S-Works recall their stuff.
That's
I can't remember
sad.
what's the problem last time they recalled the SL7s or something.
What was the problem? I think it has something to do in the front end. I can't really remember as well. Yeah, that was a big thing, man. Like the recall and stuff. But anyway, everything nowadays is coming up from Taiwan and China.
Yeah, and also a reason why like China stuff maybe won't suit everyone is like the weight issue. So maybe they made it for people with, they intended for people with lower weight to use it. So like those 100 kg riders, they might experience some other issues.
So there is a weight limit on this kind of frames?
There is, but I'm not sure why
Okay.
why it is for this bike.
Would you know the weight of the frame for this size?
Yeah, it's on the website, but I don't know the exact weight of the frame.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Before I move on to Instagram questions, last wrap up about your bike.
Last,
Any more things that you'd like to add? Any more upgrades you're going to be making?
yeah, the saddle. As soon as like there's any small little problem with the saddle, I'm gonna change it to AliExpress, one of the 3D printed.
The AliExpress 3D printer ones?
Yeah.
Wow. They even have that.
Yeah.
How much are those?
The cheapest one is like around 80, but if you like go for like all the carbon rails, all that, it can go up to 200. Yeah, because I have a friend who's using the AliExpress saddle. He says it's quite good. So
Okay.
yeah.
So saddle is the next upgrade. If you
Yeah,
want.
otherwise, I don't really think there's that many value for money upgrades I can make anymore. Yeah, because a lot of it is carbon already.
Right.
The bar is carbon, the seat post is carbon. Maybe the stem, you can make it carbon. Yeah, but otherwise, not.
Titanium bolts in mind?
Titanium. Oh, actually, yeah, I upgraded the small little, the disc, the disc brake, the retaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the screwdriver one is like, it's like going to round out. how to say, it's like the flat head one.
Oh, the
right?
one you on the pads.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It's a flat head one, so it's like
How did you get that bolt?
just order it from like Shopee or AliExpress.
Oh, okay. So it's a titanium one?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And I know a lot of people upgrade their rotors, but I mean I don't see that one as like a very value for money upgrade.
It's just an aesthetic upgrade.
Yeah, like the Hope ones.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean I agree they look nice, but it's just not value
Yeah.
value for money.
Okay.
And then OSPW don't need say lah, it's
Yeah.
not very value. So
Are you running on wax or lube?
I always use wet lube.
Okay.
Because
Why?
I don't like to reapply lube. So the wet lube lasts very, very long. Then I tried dry lube before, it's like I always a reapply.
But when you put wet lube,
Yeah.
don't you find that it picks up a lot of grit?
No, that doesn't really pick up grit. It's just like it gets black, so it doesn't look clean, but it's still very smooth.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I had a question that I wanted to ask. Oh, okay. Tell us about your experience riding in these 3 places that you've been recently.
Yeah, I think I could talk forever.
Yeah,
about
go
this,
on,
but-
go on. Let's start with the first destination.
Okay, Australia. So it's my first time traveling with this bike. I joined a group ride. I just searched on Google, Perth group ride. Then this thing South Perth Rulers came up. Then it was quite near where I was staying, luckily. And then I just joined them. And then yeah, their group ride is a very different format. So it's they'll divide everyone into like about groups of maximum 10. And then it'll be, they don't ride long one. Their group ride actually quite short. So it's about 50 kms, max 60 on a Saturday. But they'll go really fast. And then it's right from the start, there'll be like a double pace line rotating. And then everyone works together, and they just have a very good pool of talent. So everyone's of equal ability, and everyone takes turns, and the rotation doesn't stop until the last like 10 kms. The last 10 kms, then you see like some attacks coming. Some people who cannot contribute anymore, they just hang at the back. Then those that can contribute, they'll continue pulling turns at front on the front, and attacking a little bit. Yeah, but it's very different from Singapore. Singapore, our group rides, like, it's just mass rides. And then, some rides, because it's so flat, right, people can just draft behind, and then people who are much weaker will just draft behind the stronger guys. And then the stronger guys it's like just 5 of them rotating at the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Australia there's a very different culture. And, well, Singapore's roads, right, people have been saying Singapore's roads are like good, but when I tell you go to Australia, oh my god, the roads are so bloody smooth. Yeah, the Perth, you can run like I think 100 psi. Then after that, it's you won't feel any bumps. Singapore, we have all these like when they repair the road, then they only put a little bit of asphalt over it, then it's like a bump. You have all these random manholes, all the drain cover, all that. Yeah, our Singapore roads are quite jialat lah.
So when this is Perth, right? The one you
Yeah,
went.
yeah.
And is it hilly or the place
City
where
is hilly,
Yeah.
and then outskirts is city is flat. Outskirts is hilly. So
So-
I went on this Sunday ride to the hills. That one was like the road was a little bit worse, but it's like it's like consistent. It's not like got random holes here or like random like those manhole. It's just like a bit rough surface, so a little bit more vibration, but at least it's consistent.
Right.
Yeah, and then the most interesting thing about this hill ride was there was this girl, super strong. Like, there was this 20-minute climb, about 4%. Yeah, I got I after the ride, I saw my 20-minute power. It was like 260. And then the girl was like dropping me. She was not really not like all out dropping, but like like gapping me a bit at some points. Yeah, then I asked her whether she competed. No, she's not even competitive.
So it's just like her social cafe ride.
Yeah, and I think she's younger. She was younger than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what bikes do they ride? So over here we look like I said earlier, right? Fancy bikes, and over there do they focus on their bikes or?
I would say it's still mostly carbon bikes, but not all carbon wheels.
Oh, okay. So you still see guys on aluminium and.
Yeah.
Wow. And sorry, what's the name of the group again?
South Perth Rulers, SPR.
So you found them on Facebook or?
I just googled it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you said like, can I join your ride? And they open about it?
Yeah, it's like a pretty public thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But did they ask you like, oh, do you know how to do rotation, or is it like implied that you already know how to do it?
They just ask what speed you're like comfortable at rolling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then yeah.
Okay, and then you guys just kept doing that rotation,
Yeah.
and it was quite survivable.
Oh yeah. Okay. The first day I went into the fastest one. I didn't survive the whole ride. Yeah. I couldn't like contribute much to rotation in the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I dropped back to the second fastest group.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the average speed on that group ride?
I can't remember, but it's quite fast, like around, like for city rides, like 38, 37, 38.
Wow, fast.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then are the motorists there like pretty okay with cyclists? Do they come close or do they like honk at you guys and like, oh, get off the road?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's better in Singapore.
And do you guys start really early, those group rides?
Oh, the thing is, the sun comes up quite early. So yeah, but the sun, I remember the sun came up very early. Yeah, it's so much more pleasant to ride when the sun is up.
You're right.
Yeah.
And this is in Australia, Perth. And where was the other two places? Taiwan. And
The other place, the second one is Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai it's like I treated that one more like a preparation trip for Taiwan because I wanted to like do some climb, see what it's like. Yeah, Chiang Mai then the steep gradients really taught me how to use how to get used to low cadence and just grinding away at the gears like 50 RPM.
what's you use this current group set for Chiang Mai? You didn't get a bigger cassette?
It's still a very big cassette. It's a 36 on the front, the small ring, and 30 cassette. Yeah, so it's sufficient gears. It's just that Chiang Mai has like 500 meter segments. Like okay, the whole climb is already quite long, but then the steep part is like 500 meters at like 17%.
Wow,
yeah, it's quite crazy.
Right.
Yeah, and you think Singapore like NTU is steep, but NTU is like what? I don't think NTU really hits double digits even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it looks like this
And-
bike has brought you everywhere.
Yeah. Chiang Mai, the descents also. Chiang Mai descents very nice because their roads are smooth, and then the corners are banked. Yeah, the bank corners. Oh my god, so nice for descending.
And the last destination.
Yeah, Taiwan. Taiwan was the best mostly because of the weather. Yeah, the weather it's like a cool. Yeah, it's just cool weather in the mountains, but not so cold that you need to put on extra. Yeah.
Right.
And the gradients aren't like savage like Chiang Mai. Yeah, so they still have double digit at some places, but it's quite like just a short spike. And yeah,
So if I want to do climbs, I go to Chiang Mai.
if you really, really want to train, yeah,
train,
Chiang Mai.
Okay. What's the elevation like over there?
Chiang Mai, I think most of them are about 1K. Like the famous Doi Suthep is about 1K. Yeah.
Okay. Will you go back there again? Or are you looking at somewhere else?
Chiang Mai, I will go back again, but probably, I think I'll go in a cooler season. Because I went in February. February was a bit hot. Yeah, so maybe in like, I think the best period to go is like November to February.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'll probably go like December maybe. Yeah.
Okay. You trying to turn pro or are you working towards turning pro?
No, I think bike racing is like, it's really just too much race for me, and I don't really have the bike handling skills for like all the all the criteria, all the cornering stuff. You know, when you watch like the US crits or the crit drama, or even just European road races, it's too much for me.
Just a different level.
Yeah, you need to be very good at bike handling and very comfortable with contact with other
Yeah.
people, and no matter how good you are, there's still a possibility of crashing, and you need to take a lot of risks. Even Pogacar, he got caught up in a crash in which race? Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, but recently even Pogacar gets caught in crashes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm just not really willing to take that kind of risk
Okay.
so much. Yeah.
Anything else from you before I move on to the IG questions?
Nothing else. Can
Okay.
move on. Yeah.
So the first question I've got, How reliable is your power meter in terms of day-to-day functionality?
Yeah, it's nothing to complain about. When it's low battery, it's a coin battery. So when it's low battery, you'll see a notification on your bike computer.
You're using a Garmin?
Wahoo.
Wahoo, okay.
Yeah.
So you'll flash when it's running out of battery.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it? Oh, this is a funny question. Was it difficult to build this frame? So I don't.
Yeah.
Understand.
So I didn't build the bike. Yongkang helped me build it, and yeah, I managed to find all my parts, like the group set. I passed him. Like I bought a group set secondhand, then I passed him. Then the only problem he had, right, was because the group set I got, the guy gave me a 160 rear rotor when the usual is 140. So there's like some adapter thingy there that yeah, had to source for it.
Right.
Yeah, because most people run a 140 at the back, which the bike is designed for. But then there's like it's just a small adapter thingy.
Right.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah,
the housing.
But yeah, nothing hard to build about the bike.
Okay. Okay, this question is probably answered by you, but the guy would like to know, would you mind sharing why did you opt for shallow wheels? I, myself, am a massive fan of shallows. I mean, because you wanted to climb. Yeah.
Yeah.
And why 38s though? Like, would there be another...
The options, like wind space Hyperhead at that time was 38, 50, and I think it was 60. Yeah, so obviously I won't get the 60. Yeah, so 50, 38. I just picked the 38. I just picked the shallow. I mean, it just depends how fast you are on the flats, lor.
Yeah. Okay. You said the bike was about 5.5K.
Yeah.
The total build now.
Yeah.
Mr. Caleb from Comrade would like to know, with mechanical group set, why is it still so expensive?
At that time, 2022, group sets were so expensive. Yeah.
How much was the group set that you paid?
Group set was like 1,005. It's just this guy who was upgrading to Di2 sold me. Yeah.
But was it the cheapest that you could already find on Carousel?
Yeah.
Okay. And you didn't consider SRAM or even like Chinese group sets?
Oh, okay, I'm quite open to China stuff, but the group sets I'm like not very comfortable with. Maybe like in the individual parts, like the chain ring and the cassette, yes, but all the derailleurs, all the shifters, I'm not very comfortable. Yeah, I don't really have the confidence
I think
to
one
go
of
for the China.
the bigger group sets is Sensa, right?
They have this newer version which is the Empire Pro. So I said everything they fix all the problems of the shifting, the reliability. So okay lah, I jumped the gun, go for it, and it's fairly cheap. I think I bought it for 400.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, but the
I'm
way
not
it
very
shifts
sure.
is a bit funny. Like, because on the shifters, the shift lever, right, it's only one piece. So I think someone was demonstrating to me like how you shift, but it's kind of weird. Like, you got to get used to it.
Oh wait, is it like SRAM where you double tap or?
I think so. Yeah, something.
Oh, it's like you push in a bit,
yes.
or you push in a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like SRAM.
Yeah, so you got to get
Okay,
used to
okay.
that kind of shifting.
It's like that's like SRAM mechanical.
Yeah, sorry. So you were saying that you're not too confident with the Chinese group set.
Yeah, because I mean I don't know that many people using it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But I think they will get there eventually.
Yeah, you eventually get there.
Eventually, like all our bikes will start looking like everything 100% made, Chinese bike. Last question. How are the aero bars? Is it worth a shot? Like we were talking about how bars are breaking and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So this bar is, I would say it's quite flexy, but it's comfortable. And the shape, I like the shape of the drops. Yeah.
38s, right?
Yeah, 38. I like I just like the shape of it. And
Why did you
it
go for
looks
aero
quite
ones?
decent.
Why did you go for rounded bars?
Oh, at the time Yongkang just told me, like just recommended to me this and said, are you okay? Yeah, then I was like, okay, yeah.
So you had no preference whether you wanted rounded ones or aero?
Not really. But I mean, the benefit of rounded one is if you want to attach the clip-on TT bars, yeah, you can. It's a lot easier to find something that fits. This one you have to find like very specific. Yeah, it's very hard to find like an aero bar that will fit this, a clip-on that will fit this one.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to do TT, right? I don't think I will use this. Yeah, you're just at a huge disadvantage to all the
Yeah.
Yeah, all the pure TT bikes.
Yeah, and you probably need like deep wheels, aero frame to do TT. So I think it doesn't make sense to do TT on this
Yeah.
one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I have no more other questions. Anything else you'd like to add before I end this?
To like the guy who spent 25K on his Pinarello. Just know that you can get a custom bike for much cheaper color. They'll make it stun, but much cheaper.
No, I think people. Okay, in his defense, right? Well, first of all, if you have the money, then why not? What do you tell the guys who want to afford a 25K bike? Usually the younger guys who just started out. How do they afford a 25K bike?
I mean, I would advise them, don't buy lor. Really, get a bike that you can afford to, a decent one. I mean, buy what you can afford within your means.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think also maybe because of the brand, like Dogma.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You
I'm
want
just
that
saying,
prestige.
don't just blow your money on an expensive brand just because they have the custom color. Yeah, a lot of other smaller brands probably can do it also.
I think like especially the Chinese ones, they are like anything goes, right? Like if you can come up with the color or whatever. So you say that in terms of coloring, you can remove the Vanya, but you cannot remove else. Okay.
Sorry. Last thing I want to add is
Yeah.
this part tends to get very dirty, and I should have added a protector earlier because
The chain stay.
the chain slaps it a lot.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't know why Yongkang didn't warn me, but yeah, this part is quite a mess. So if you're OCD, right, make sure your either you add like a full black protector, or your bike, this area, the color, right, isn't light color. But okay, for me, I'm not OCD. I'll just ride even if it's dirty.
Yeah.
I don't really care. Yeah.
What I did, I mean, previously, back in the day, right, I would take a used tube. It looks really ugly, but I'll wrap it around it. I use the inner tube, and then you cut it, and then you kind of stretch it and like wrap it around. Like it looks super ugly, but it works because I mean, if it slaps, right, you don't want it to chip the paint off. But that's the cheap way of doing it. Or right now you can get like you said those kind of plastic protector, just buy from Shopee and just put it on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's transparent, looks good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Anything else? Free airtime for you. Maybe I'll see you back in another year with a different bike.
No lah. I think I'll stay with this bike for quite a while. I think my next bike will be, it might be a TT bike, because right, I don't see the point. Like an aero bike is like half. To me, an aero bike is like a cross between a road bike and a TT bike. So yeah, and yeah, so my next bike will be a TT.
Are there any Chinese TT
But I
bikes?
haven't figured out.
Yeah.
I haven't figured it out.
There are no Chinese TT bikes out
That
there.
new Falaf is like a TT bike with
It's so
road bars.
chunky.
Yeah, it's like you see the frame shape. It's like a TT bike with road bars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like the new Falaf.
Yeah. I think GC Performance recently built up a Falaf. You know GC Performance?
Not really.
He's an American YouTuber who does a lot of specialized builds. But yeah, recently he built one Chinese build. Falaf is super chunky, man. It looks like I think it's pretty heavy as well because it's so much material on the bike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, so TT bike, but you don't know which one.
Yeah, I mean, no plans, no like plans for a new bike right now.
Okay.
Honestly, I'd rather spend the money, go on like holidays, go travel with the bike.
What bike box are you using?
I borrowed a Surfast from my dad's friend. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Surfast is like a hard case. It's quite easy to pack. I have to take out this derailleur, rear
the
D,
hanger.
pedals, seat post, handlebar.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
quite simple job.
And wheels also, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite simple. The most troublesome one I would say is handlebar. Yeah, handlebar is the most troublesome.
Okay.
And in retrospect, I will get the stem, right? You see my stem, the screws are facing backwards. It's much easier to just get
Oh
the
shit! Wait, I just realized this. Why is the screws facing backwards?
stupid stem. I mean, yeah.
Wait, you said what time is this? Oval.
Oval component. I mean, it's just like a random one in the correct size that the bike shop had.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is weird, man. It's so hard to remove.
They all in the name of Aero.
Okay. Oh, I've never seen such a stem before.
Yeah. So like I was saying, the money is a lot better spent on like to me, on all these experiences. Like you never get anything like the Taiwan climbs or like the Chiang Mai climb in Singapore. Nothing like it.
So everyone should give it a try,
Yeah.
including myself.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got one more question. Last one before I wrap up. The last time I saw you, you were wearing t-shirt and I can't remember if you were wearing
yeah.
bibs. Now you've got Black Sheep. Tell us your attire and I think your shoes. Last time you had the same shoes, but it was
Yeah,
white.
same shoes. Yeah, that's why.
These are the specialized ones.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, I just got it because I was quite comfortable with it. But I mean, I'm not very picky with my shoes, so because this model probably it's not in production anymore. So I think can't see on camera.
Yeah, later when I film, I'll take a.
Okay.
Or do you want to remove it?
No, no.
He doesn't want to remove it because he has to retie it.
Yeah.
So why do you get laced shoes?
The shoe is comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, not that much thought behind it.
But don't you think like if you're in a group ride and stuff, it's hard to do micro adjustments. You got to retie the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. But you can't adjust it on the fly. But I just don't find it a problem. You were saying the Black Sheep, right? I don't. It's not a plug, but I really, really love the Black Sheep jerseys. It just fits so well.
Right.
And it wicks away moisture. It wicks away your sweat so well. In Taiwan, right, when it was like a rainy day. So I was up in the mountains. So going up the mountain is fine because your body is producing heat, and you're not going very fast, so you don't feel much wind. So even on the down slopes, right, it's like quite cold. I think 18 degrees, but somehow I didn't feel that cold. And in Singapore, I think a lot of people also say Black Sheep. You don't feel very warm in it. Yeah.
Black Sheep, if you're watching, please sponsor this guy.
But yeah, I mean, I buy a lot of stuff secondhand. I buy from Carousel.
This was a second-hand one?
Almost all my jerseys are secondhand.
Oh, okay.
I'm helping because I'm quite small. I can buy the woman's size. So I Carousel are helping all the OL cyclists clear their stock one because Okay, so Black Sheep. Okay, I have some new ones. Wait, actually, I think this one was new. When they have sale, it's really, really affordable compared to your PNS. I've tried PNS one time. Just didn't really like it, and I mean, I just don't really like the association of when you think of PNS, you think of all the very atas rich cyclists.
Yeah.
I just don't like to be associated with them.
And it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's really expensive. And Beeps Van.
This is the
Eisel.
Decathlon one.
How's it, man? How's it?
It's good. I use quite a few brands of bibs lah. Yeah, but jersey is only Black Sheep.
Right. And these bibs are okay, like Decathlon bibs.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The padding is fine.
Yeah.
No issues. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add before I wrap this up?
Yeah, for clothing, I don't really go for the China stuff because Black Sheep is so good.
Black Sheep really needs to sponsor you.
I can wear women's XS, so I can wear the women's size. I can wear men's. Okay, the men's if it's the Aero jersey XS, but if it's like the normal one, the essentials one, then I can wear XXS.
Oh wow, really small.
Got drunk off your life, and I lost myself again. You hit just like a drug. This time I won't let you in. You're playing with fire. No, I didn't numb the prey, but this time I